arrangement from cylindrical motion detonates immeasurable torrid styles into explosion. The composition from first incision around the left side of the cranial, painting a receiver and using your brain as a radio, where my flows then play straight out to sub-zero temperatures. My signatures are magnificent and irregular, original for its structure and sculptures, drafted in the fields of Chihuahua, crafted with the skills of a Mexica. When he then spoke, now what? My roots have cracked the flower pot. The truth is me, and they avoid the fact I've resurrected beyond the birds and the plants. I've broken every cell into an ant and made the queen my queen. Sacrificing the role for the chameleon. M.I.L's absent is revisible. A link on the chain of a hungry animal. An echo that impulses vibrations to alert a gecko. A puncture scale on the scales of forceful living. I'm a missing pulse with heavy breathing. The most perpetual painting, still not colored or stroke. I'm in the vial of extinction, young and immune to heavy drinking. What have they done with me? Or better yet, what have I done with myself? Whatever happened to the little boy in all of his dreams? Cotton California cream. Is there a zone I have not replied lit? Is there a phone that I can call home with? I stumbled on the lead that throws the books of life, and rewrote a paragraph, and I watched a pair of children laugh as they separated into graphs with geometrical centuries that advocate energy, the subtract circuits of reality into actions of satisfaction. I'll die for my music, inoculated by the cause in my styles of a symphony and the murmurs of my melody, passed as an accolade through an entitled entity. Vitalize the rest of me, hip-hop is my recipe. Classic riffs on vinyl, strengthening the latching of my words, creating the sacrifice of a message from the afterlife. This Xololanxinxo calendar is exploding like the Challenger, composing the swing of an angled slur. This is one of those simulations, aviation, poetry, stimulation. Are you falling or jumping, walking or crawling, talking or screaming, breathing or dreaming? Don't tell me that the walls are closing in. Don't you tell me that the walls are closing in. Are you folding in a freeze frame, revolving to a weak phrase, a simile punchline with a similar rhyme, a fort of a high nine with soldiers and landmines, a castle of catch of the last lips. When asked to ask whose head got split, this little biting hoochie of a man, there isn't a chief in your crew to withstand the war fields of the afterlife, unless you want to lose your life without the silhouettes of this math or your legacy. Hip-hop came to take the name.
Inside these padded walls of mine, behind the metal screen, there's a door with a window and some people looking in. Going over a character autopsy, the window begins to blur, and as I walk up and move the curtains, two little girls are playing hopscotch, and an old friend of mine is flipping off a swing. I break the window with my head and I start to scream, "There's a man across the street!"
Lord, please forgive me, for I have lived the path of sins and chose to walk the dark door. But they say that I have been a sinner since the day that I walked in. So here I lay my soul in your hands as your child and your friend. You are the father of my breath, and when you breathe, my heart pumps it in. My faith is that I'll seed in the soil of your thoughts. As for the only thing I'll need is the love you have made us of. Your creation in its insatiable entity. If ever I am in need for some help, with just the touch and memory, the warmth of your love will then heal my heart and release these pains. Inside these padded walls of mine, behind a metal screen, in a hall full of screens, there's a door with a window and some people looking in, noting research on a pad while going over a character autopsy.
His name is, we don't officially have a name for him, so here at the GILW Institute, we call him Patient X.
And in a smoky way, the windows begin to blur. So I stand up, walk towards the windows, and push the curtains to the side, just to find two little girls playing hopscotch. And I see a friend of mine's flipping lyrics in a swing.
There's echoes in the wind screaming. Here's where we drop. It's like a second of this penetrating the skin, puncturing the lungs, stopping their breath, capturing their steps. Cardiac arrest. The reefer and the tears, the mommy dressed, the oil and the coil and Looney's Glock. The second or so that the bus was late, and we slalomed into U.S. palms and shivered into a calm vibration, trained as voluntary slaves. Already miseducated in the land of my grave, of the home of the brave. These Nazi slaves is now a hooker motel with the name United in the State of America, rewriting the grape in a bottle of faith, controlling the ape in a jungle of city lights, or just a church with pretty windows, exposing sunlight to closed eyes. It's almost as if the world is frozen white, and we can't melt the ice. Across these, people dream of killing us, every single one of us, not because of us, but our government, our radioactive experiments, our greed and taste for the waste of human life. Controlled media hype, codes, HIV nanotechnology, the symbolic double-headed eagle flying over us, evil praying down on the chance of purity. Novus, sordos, clodos, the pain of the daily rush, insane with a material wealth in this seriously dying earth. And I tell them that I'm not trained in their ways and I won't believe anything that they say, and so I close myself off. Behind these saddened eyes of mine, the truth lies so deep. But every time I hear your words, I can only think of sleep. Dreams of people walking together. Dreams of people talking Then the boat arrived, dimming with the color of the sunshine. Stepped on the shore in a parallel line. Was still over the face of the baby native rose with curiosity and a smile on his face. They began to shoot and scream savage. Luckily was not hit yet, he fell to the ground from fear and received a cut in his knee with his hunting spear. Unknowingly due to the demons there was contamination in the air, and there he was infected. The plants and animals protected him from the wrath of evil. As 5 eagles carried him back to the village, and the elders sensed the pain of the dying moon, cause they knew that their nation will be dying soon. The sicknesses and the viruses that the boy carries, we have never been exposed to, and I understand we chose to live together till death, but we are all being contaminated as we share his breath. The first sickness that attacked us was hatred, flus, fevers and colds. Then we lost the communication with our soul, and we slowly slipped away into this darker night of a brighter day. We sat around a fire, bloomed into a flower, and died in the past. We sat around a fire, bloomed into a flower, and we died in the past. We sat around a fire, bloomed into a flower, and we died in the past. We sat around a fire, bloomed into a flower, and we died in the past. And we died in the past, as we died in the past. cold wind of the night. Fill me with your knowledge of breeze, the ease of pain and painful memories. Scenes you've seen, or since you've seen all of our actions, and to repeat of acts again. I'll open the doors of the stars out of the universe, where you can look down at the evil could never look up at us. God has given us gift, a gift, an herbal enhancement, an herbal advancement. We are the sight of the light that I see flying this flight of the night. What I mean, we're on our way to Lamora and Atlantis, the Atlantis, the daily growth of life. An existing world, only in the vision of views of the chosen few to you. So I will open my stars on the way to the sun. Would you like to come, my indigenous goddess? In my ever so modest feeling of what once was, who I was dealing with, now lost beyond the delusion of who I once used to be. We sat around a fire, bloomed into a flower, and died in the past. We sat around a fire, bloomed into a flower, and died in the past. We sat around a fire, bloomed into a flower, then died in the past. As we died in the past, we then died in the past. Yesterday I was deceived within the energies of trust. Electric x-rays of sunlight that flash light through cosmic brass lights. The fibers of you and me falling into dust. Prone to violence, we falling out the family tree, landing in the fields of fallacy. And what we don't know is all of what we see. And what we will breathe affects our destiny. And I was destined to rest your hate, for we repeat after me. They're beautiful brown children of the sun. Their ancestors nurtured the scars on Mother Earth, feeding her the corn of love. Now we're feeding her chemicals and pumping out her blood. Testing radiation deep beneath the ocean, killing cultivation, capitalizing all resources. Then the forces of the catalyst horsemen, political America, the unaware of God, they sell their souls to survive within the jaws of the beast. Today I shall chant for thee, within these words I shall set you free. And so we sat around a fire, bloomed into a flower, spoke of the future, then died in the past. Meshikat yo.
Help me, help me. In America, they branded us like pigs. And those who tried to escape were caught and killed.
As I watch me surrender to evil and live in acceptance, where love is at a distance and belief resembles elegance, swimming in the cataclysmic rendition of life. It's all math formulas. Some stay liquid and literally mix themselves up, while others become solids and express music for the masses. And so all eyes remain blind and addicted to the plastic. Beauty's just a mask, kid, and everybody's Rocky Dennis, yet everyone's still beautiful to me. We're all wearing imperceptible handcuffs, an ID with a mental magnetic stripe that only works in a bank or a police car. We're today's dinosaur falling in a space-age tar that's better known as this prejudiced democracy. We're voting for a president while the queen makes all the decisions. Whose new world is it when it's on the blood of the indigenous? My third eye witnessed the pain of an immoral incantation, and now even I speak English, which is second to my Spanish. I'm so far from my language, spilling the propelling of the realliance through the spelling of my science. This is what the sign says: instinct erases the blindness. So align yourself to one without alienating yourself from the world
worlds to come. Remember, the slash is the sum and the past is the sun. People are powerful, created as a universe, colliding into one another. To fear explosion is to fear revolution. Revolution is for freedom, not race. No matter what happens, even when we die, home is beyond this outer space.
Revolution is for freedom, not race. Revolution is for freedom, not race. Revolution is for freedom, not race. Revolution is for freedom.
As I watch my blood soak into the pores of the sidewalk concrete that keeps me from the natural soil. I love the poison of the lead, from the pencil to the paper to the education we labor, to later becoming a daybird that never sings, just builds his nest. Programmed manifest destiny, programmed as a man less to be. The options are numerous, yet all confined to the government. Control is the role they play. This methodical amusement, such as this futuristic delusion. The robots are coming, and they're screaming as a people, almost created as the human substitute. The intent is to institute the youth and barcode them with tracking devices. We're laboratory mice, controlled under the credence of Christ, saturating ourselves with material mannequins, suffocating what's real to a political balance. I'm numb to the point of death, yet here I share my thirst of nothing but life. Instinct and precision, division and television, tear down all the antennas to change all these conditions. Hollywood's mission is to make you believe evil is a movie, the devil is Tim Curry, and Tom Cruise will save us all. All the prophecies engraved on the walls of a ruin. We're the people who killed the Indians, pilgrims, or Jewish. You wish to be free of Hitler. Still in America, you're as equal a killer. Aslan will rise into corn and eliminate the hate that's born on the land of the not so free, these mechanical Nazis.
Breathe, motherfucker. Bleed puddles of water. No one told you to leave, mother and father. Believe, brother, sister. Others miss her. Summer's kiss her. Fall leaves her, shivering small seizure. Paul Bear becoming the Paul Bear. All air recovery, our heirs. Box stores, put in the box or detox door, unlocking the sock drawer. Closed chapter, closed with no regret. Pros captures, knows I no regret. The drummer beside has grown tired. The summer decides it's on fire. A minute or two just after talking to you, forbidden to do just what you had walked me through. You were holding my hand the whole time. You had told me to stand, my soul was mine. Even in my chest and even within my chest. Breathing in the breath of the heathens within the crest. The way that you went about it, I'm trying to figure out the exact day that you had it clouded. More than my mind, you stole my time. These morbid mimes control the minds. I never really lived up to my end of it. Don't ever really give in to science, it's not your friend and shit. There's no way to die of old age. The doorway to try of the bold stage. In 4 days you will lie in a cold sage and burn only the returning cry of the molded pain.
Wish you did, you never lived. Breathe, motherfucker. Breathe, motherfucker. Hey yo, kid, you wish you did, you never lived. Breathe, motherfucker. Breathe, motherfucker. Indios, beware this journey, Indios. I see a horse running at me with the spirit of the pale face on that horse. Disguising myself in the earth with my brown skin, recognizing voices in the wind that shine. They rise when the big star shines, and as it's shining, can you touch the sun? Do you feel the struggle of today? Can you fly high enough to burn in the sun? This is the heart of your universe, and you have forgotten that you are the leaves of this tree, the passionate fruit of this generation X, the progress since the birth of my roots.
And now I stroke my tongue like a brush on a canvas of loops, painting troops of letters into hip-hop bone collectors, finding the prodigy of poetry's history. You see me, I had found the wrong inside myself, and I realized that I was born to die. I am the children of tomorrow's sorrowed pain. I was born for Armageddon's end, where everyone has harmed humanity in vain, where everyone has harmed humanity in vain. It started with a higher breed, then fell in the seed and bloomed into a toxic rain, and now it stands as my only pain.
We're only man-made, only to be the evil man's slaves.
Targeting the monster.
We're only man-made, only to be the evil man's slaves.
Targeting the monster.
Cause we're only man-made, only to be the evil man's slaves.
Targeting the monster.
Within my sinusoidal projection, the world's all corruption, volcanoes erupting from global dysfunction, controlled under the capitalist surveillance. Behold how we mend within this alliance. My choice, lettering with the axe of defiance. See, I am not a settler, nor an addict, nor a line is where my home is. The sacrifice of life begins with a raw stick flower, then a child in a glass beak, breathing in a congealed fetus. The subliminal serotonin only victim, they're united. Some of us believe it's true, pointing our fingers at people like infantry. What about the nations that been slaughtered? How do we point through the fingers? How do we dress this killer? You discovered on the blood of my civilization. Your sacred clock is ticking, passing by to an explosion. Slithering poison is your notion. I am not encrypted, shielded with a sun. I also do not hate you, cherished by my gods. The accolade of my reality, I am not your slave to your republic, democracy. Your liberty is just a lady who's bear no babies. No experience of a heartbeat, just a statue to watch you. Just a slow thrill like that never listens when children are missing. But it always works when people are in trouble with this government society that keeps them on the on you. They're scanning your look, you're perfecting your purism, multiplying racism, building these prisons to watch you live, building these mental states.
A magician of the hermetic order of the Golden Dawn, to have crossed the abyss and to have returned as an adept.
Breaking away the fragrance of face that bleeds the serpent's blood. As a million men march backwards to time, it was death and religion. Wretched are the stains on the Virgin's white cloth.
Do you find life to be an ocean that only appears to look deep? An ocean of rough currents with a distilled path. Maybe the beautiful reflection of the moon, or even the mirrored image of the sun. The sun and the moon, the earth's only real hands of time. Maybe one night they'll turn off and let Mother Earth sleep. Sleep off the pain, the rage, the rape, the human civilization, the fate. The fate of our world is sitting under a mountainside in Arizona, ready to be launched by all means necessary. If the president feels it's necessary, this power keeps control, yet never really satisfies the soul. You could never substitute oxygen or a woman with a man. This world is shallow, it only appears to be deep. It seems like we're consciously standing on our knees, scared of everything that God creatively sacrificed, instinctively left to die. It's just us, the slash or the picture, the flash or the labor word to the sunshine ward. The principles of the predator, the prescription that let us go. It's better that we search and learn to know. America's the lethal injection, the supreme erection, giving birth to the world domination. Voluntary slave ships, these voluntary slave ships, voluntary slave ships.
A magician of the hermetic order of the Golden Dawn, to have crossed the abyss and to have returned as an adept.
The outburst of spontaneous combustions. I am the one that melted the surface zone. I carved his name in the queen's gold blood. Carried him off to massacre my dreams and faraway palace of harmless wings. I live dreams of another life. Carved my name on steps of death. Look through the hallways of enchantment and see arrows pointing the opposite direction into no man tools of misery. And see ornaments of death with all the riches of life. Pulling it down into passageways of historical grace. Flags of victory cover the points of inner sanctuary. I walked on spun furnace grounds of heat and rock. Feeling no breeze and corrupted knees, having no sweat before the heat scorched floor. Skin to try to move. Water was burning in her living tissue. Being uplifted from the height of death and the upliftment of a chained corpse was being guided by holographic images. The railways of senses being burned. What was the reason for your existence? Being torn through the eyes of a capital slave to engrave the memories of these spun Holocaust holes in your skulls. In your children's skulls.
February 16, 2001. The letter for help. What's wrong? He cries. I guess I've been having a bit of trouble expressing myself. I feel most of what used to be my reality is now a long forged signature, almost as if I lost myself and was only a replica of Daniel Rodriguez. My life has always been careless, although I'm a loving, emotional type. When I was 14 years old, I lost my virginity to a friend's ex-girlfriend. I never cared to talk to her again. Her name, which I'm choosing to keep anonymous, is the only real memory I have of what once, this one Friday and Saturday morning, we spent together in a small sofa bed out in Manhattan Beach, California for years. I thought that's what life was gonna be about, right? Sex and goodbye, what a sweet dream for a young male. Sex and goodbye, who believe love is a box of condoms with the security of no mistakes. Ironically, I never became a father, and I sometimes feel I never will. 7 months later, I found my first love, and I also was... 7 months later, I found my first love, and I also was... And I'm also... my first real experience in physical emotion, respect. She soon became a jealous, angry teenager that wished to have a family. For the day we became parents, she screamed abortion so loud I couldn't hear it till the day I fell. And I fell so far in this abusive, broken heart of mine. I don't believe in love. It's funny how when you meet somebody you think that it's like beautiful, that it'll be beautiful when I finally open my eyes in the space, the soul of minds, the careless, loving being, the spirituality in all its... Strangers, we dangerously trust that we keep it clean. I looked into your eyes and realized that you were feeling me. And all of a sudden, I'm feeling on you without having a clue of what it is you do. Somehow the curves on your body make me feel that nobody's really touched you wrong. Cause all those curves catch everyone's attention. And how many partners we've had is not in the subscription. It's just the pretty things we really wanna know. Like most importantly, you're picture perfect, beautiful. How shallow of me, but honesty is everything. And I am not monogamous, just persistent for pretty things without the distance fee. I'll be in some physical rhythm, but only with a magnum, or I'll refuse to love them. And I love every woman. I'm kind and sincere, but always let them know that I'll never be there only 'cause I'm always often busy, and sometimes they get bossy. And some women only love you especially when you're flossy. And I don't dance for the honey, change for the money, or make like we're one thing, absolutely no fronting. So I'll, right before the zippers go down, the jimmies come out, and there's even men. Kisses for your mouth, protection before an erection. Man or woman, be careful 'cause you don't know what's coming. Be careful 'cause you don't know what's coming. No matter where you go, no matter who you know, even if you feel that she's beautiful to you, wear a condom. Wow. No matter where you go, even if you know, even if you feel that she's beautiful to you, wear a condom. Sometimes even your lady or the father of your baby play you to the point where you make yourself feel so crazy. So you go out, cheat on your woman, or you stay home, cheat on your man. Then you're dripping, burning on the spot, hella tripping, calling up the clinic, asking yourself, why the fuck I jump in it? Without these Trojans that are still sitting in my drawer brand new. It's just the lifestyle you refuse to use, and now your booty caught on a Saturday report. There's something green slimy running down your shorts. It's a super sport, STD, and the manufacturers call it HIV now. Was a piece of ass really worth your life? I hope you got at least 1,000 nuts that night. 'Cause if you didn't, it might be the last or just a part of your past. Blast is the thought on the mind. She was innocent and loving, he was honest and dressed very nice. But all these things shouldn't even make up for the price of your life. Think twice, you shouldn't even go ahead and jump into things without knowing the other person that night. No matter who you know, no matter where you go, even if you feel that it's beautiful, wear a condom. No matter who you know, even if you feel this situation has turned out real, wear a condom. Wear a condom.
Oh, Rosalina, even through all of this pain and discouragement, I could never regret. I just love the meaning of us. Beautiful soul illuminating Venus, you've hypnotized my existence, and now I sit as an infant in your arms. As infinitely you've disarmed all that is negative in me, and I reflect your heart. Oh, my passionate Rosalina, this Ari that has become us has taken all I ever was. The face you only know, the man that precisely knows you. This can't be me, this can't be true. I used to have a life, I used to have a life. I used to dream of the beautiful things that love would show me as we were growing. I used to have a life, and it used to seem all fine, 'cause it used to be my life. I used to have a house, and I used to have a car, and I worked a job, and the woman that I love, and it used to be alive, and I used to have my life. Now I don't even have your side, and I used to have a life. 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 Oh, my Rosalina, you must never see the monster I've become. I am lost beyond what's visual as I lie in my most critical. I've been harmed by my reverence of another man's preference. I can only taste the memory of you, as he has won not only your love, but my life as well. My physical, however, never my spiritual. And you are free, my dove, For the branch that loved to hold you has become an ugly cage that actions with rage. I am no longer the same in any way. Even the depth of me has drained into a shallow distance. I used to have a life, I used to have a life. I used to dream of beautiful things that life would show me as we were growing. I used to have a life, and it used to seem all fine, cause it used to be my life. I used to have a house, and I used to have a car, and I worked a job, and a woman that I love, and I used to be alive, and I used to have my life. Now I don't even have your side, and I used to have a life. I used to have a life, I used to have a life, I used to have a life. I used to have a life, I used to have a life, I used to have a life. I used to have a life, I used to have a life, I used to have a life. I used to have a life, I used to have a life, I used to have a life. I used to have a life, I used to have a life, I used to have a life. I am lifeless, my Rosalina. Forget me, for my clock has come to its final tick. I can no longer live as this animal, an animal you would never love. Forgive me, precious, but this is the only way to continue, by forgetting without regret.
As it beats, the earth hits the heart of man with the arteries that are made of sand and DNA that burns as magma. All cells change once they touch the ganglion. A nervous system of H2O, a medulla that's centered with the light. The soul controlling the fall in through the cerebellum, changing the seasons with the touch of experience. There is no race, face it, brown, black, yellow, or white. None of us is right. We're the bacteria to this person we lived in. If there were ever a case, we'd be labeled cancer to the greed, killed as one's instincts as we fell into this disease. The displeased with the person that I am. True words, aggressive and obnoxious, obvious with each objective we've centered. Fear from reality's reactions of failure trailed through the studies of my heart. From inside, the arduous unison violet silent string that can nettle the train of thought and distract the relapse of one's sanity. Control the reason of capabilities, rape the innocence to rob in every sense. The TV is in the lobby that represents that it exists, that represents that it exists. To control power, force the gore. Si, senor, I work for him now. I clock in as bacteria, the basis of the food change. This bacteria derives its energy from sulfur instead of sunlight. Everything is made from stone, built up from minerals wheezed out of the rock by water or chemistry, the salt and minerals in its means. They say the man of the mason or the man in its mason. It was just a battle, the bottle that broke Shank in its redemption. Then this suspicion left us all with it in the throttle of lost views. Confused by biological significance, the chemical structure of antibodies that derived infections, quote, etc. From red blood cells and collie cells, the relationship between people and their migrations. A, B, O. Formula. It's like formula. In form of your formula. Formula. It's all formula. Formula.
I'm equipped, prototype DNA, genetic environment XY242. Sent to condition chromosomes set to scales of sensitivity to 72% reflex, 84 accuracy, genetics monozygotic, this molecular configuration, adaptation, treated in 2012/12/31/2012, adjustment of memory relapse experiment. Testing citizen number DR 157346242 into sub-social environment illusion pixel.LA Hollywood.hologram for this carrier's cranial radiation at a radius of 55 meters flat. Oxygen levels read 5 over enzymes read irregular, which sets complex environment to normal. Carrier set to react mode. The radioactive waves have contaminated senses. 8LO quote analysis concludes potential fragments erupting in a gel 242 found to be Earth 2002 fragment XOLOLANXINXO formula Mexica of Mexican descent. Carrier is in a delusional state, believes it is alive, believes Earth is real, end quote. Just the belief factor presents a major breakthrough. Spectra program extract color H unbalanced mind state with violet rays, the confused red blue to blue white, then reconditioned with red white to sudden flu. Inescapable eugenics employed by monitored framework, spells through vibration and sound, the derailing of traits through consumption of visual, through assumption of spiritual, the harmonics that change the shape of 360 by 480 by your lady and his son, by my brother who then hates himself. Human simulator harp 666 arc model XY242 counterplays life, amplified art then synthesized heart. Locus 72872 resurrection of sound force 5 DNA database program alpha kappa decapitate phenotypes systematic syntax mutates a barrier through G sector X chromosomal location 1 non-active yet equalized range 55 negative, theoretically speaking 55 negative, exemplified by patterns of locus count or measured by cranial meters of concurrent adaptation to a simulated environment that is not real. Most carriers believe they are human, therefore get stuck in a delusional state called living, however never know that they are just carriers for a nation that lives on the enzyme cells of a specific species or specific gel, slaves to a superior appetite that states no color, gender or shape. The robots are people, a computer's blueprint reads the anatomy of human behavior. They betray, then implode, they belittle with info. They become the simulator in aerospace, that balancing of chemicals through a preparation of a galactic vehicle. The explosion of workforce through dense course using space age pariahs through primitive mammals such as ape man, genotype A, genotype B. This toxic cell is reality. This toxic cell is reality. Intoxicating hell is their error type. Restructured form of changes their slave life. Courier number XY242 is the complex of traits. Standing structure 5'8.5". Male Mexican is in a delusional state. In delusional state of freedom, breathing as a solid energy. The soul of this energy. I am the complex of traits.
They
that I didn't really want to be activated by force shenanigans. People rest in the fields of festivals fast, and they regurgitate like this as they see their very last step. It was only circumstance, these late night witness city lights, late hypes, bums and city girls, LA. Living skills like ballet, better on. But some days, or more like Wild West gunplay, you're gone. Well, I never really thought so far from me. Outside swimming through my memories, and I never took the time to see you even while I was walking away. Is there someone who will notice the world spinning in the orbit of dying grace? I wonder if this reasons my face when you treat me the symptoms of my race. Yes, there's too many people turn around. This silent pain has really found its way into my atmosphere. Right here, where we've been living is never really ours, but the people that we live with now believe it's theirs. It doesn't really matter. These rumors are older than the people that you ruled over, and they'll always be here. We're the fault lines in the crust, express separating us, discuss all of our actions as stems on the tree. Eventually we fall into right towards the mantle or the outer core of the universe. This universal verse that rehearsed and created a spontaneous body form, built with the titanium letter word, the active and nuclear paragraph, the tracks of the enzyme, telescopic task of my patterns and bind rope this lasso. This is the radio astronomy messages from a planet outside of our galaxy. Symbols lettered in the word of a dialect so advanced, one can lose his sanity in every astronaut's fantasy. Yet light directs reality as we work through my pupils, escaping from our persona. This cosmic dome flashing gazing through a sudden supernova, past the gears of Jehovah to the years of the reversion. The microcosm peaking as a migrant blossom seeks the doors of this white dwarf, creak, and it opened up for a millisecond, multiplying the distance by the density, the resistance by this world's chance that we would live.